Well, hello and welcome everybody. This is Ray320 here, bringing you another Fleet Ops audio commentary. This is the second game so far tonight between cyrax and robe Kenobi. The first game going to cyrax. Again, these two players have not played in quite a while, but cyrax definitely not showing very much rust at all in that first game. Always a very, very good Dominion player who can play with the best of them. He shown he really has not lost a step with a very nasty Dominion rush there. So yeah, I guess we'll just reintroduce them again. cyrax is here on the top, sporting a PureTech purple Dominion, and on the bottom his opponent robe Kenobi, sporting the blue Federation. And we'll see what he's planning to do right now. I think he wants to be getting chassis level 1 right now on this station and then throwing up the yard. We'll see, he may be going for a warp-in. I am expecting to see chassis level 1 unless he already got it, but I don't think he did. He has quite a number of resources right now. Had some aggressive expansion last time, and his fleet was a little bit outmatched versus cyrax, and cyrax just kind of got ahead of steam with the great production of the Dominion. We'll see how it goes this time. Very soon we'll know the avatar of robe. Looks like he is going Risner. Seeing a lot of Risner lately. Nice little boost to the Akira for Risner. There's some miners here that need to be on some moons. His Dominion moon is fine, and Tritanium usually doesn't slow down the feds too much. He is going ahead and putting the Tritanium down, and he is going for Starfleet Science. So, and then there's the chassis level 1. He probably wanted to get that a little sooner, but it doesn't take too long to build, so that will be up pretty quickly here. And he should be popping up some monsoons and or intrepids. And what, 60 seconds from now? Yep. We will have Starfleet Science, and then we'll probably see the warp-in facility. I'll try to get some warp-ins coming on. We'll see where robe expands to. Looks like maybe he's gonna go over here to the right. Last time he went down here to the left, and that kind of kept the battles kind of in the left lane and the center lane. But if he's going over here to the right, that will prove maybe get a little bit more interesting for fleet battles here. We'll have ships moving on the right, on the left, and probably up the middle. We'll see what cyrax is doing. He's probably doing his... Yep, popping out the B8 War Frigate, and then popping out a bug. Get some ships. Get the prototype out for the bomber, and then get some more B8s out. We'll see how robe chooses to combat that this time. Long-range ships, monsoons will do nicely against the B8s, not so well against the passives. Kind of cancel out for the monsoon and the bomber. Trepids will do nicely against the buds, but yeah, that's kind of that. So we'll see. We do see an Intrepid and a Monsoon coming out. He doesn't have quite enough money. He has gone ahead and put up a storage dock here, so he's going to try to get some resources here, and then he's probably going to want to throw up a yard. Really getting that yard up is important to repair your miner. There's no yard. These ships can come in here, take out your miner, take out your constructor, really debilitate your expansion if there's no ship to defend. He is going to have an Intrepid. You see the hold on ship production probably waiting. He wants to have 400 dilithium, 800 dilithium, 400 tritanium. Go ahead, pop up that warp-in. This B8 is going to come over here. Going to be matching up against this Intrepid, and I think it's going to drive this Intrepid off. But he is going to want to be extra careful because he doesn't want to lose it, because it is a prototype. So robe may be able to drive it off. Oh, no warp-in yet. Oh, I think the warp-in just... Yep, there goes the Starfleet Command. And here comes the Intrepid. This could very well be the battle that decides the game right here, folks. Oh, yep. Roby already taken off with that Intrepid, and that's going to leave the B8. I'm not sure if he wants to go and fully repair it. He's going to want to come back. Oh, here comes the platform. He wants to get back here as fast as he can. This Intrepid has a long way to repair and come back. A yard might have given enough time. However, cyrax has gone after this miner, and I think it's actually going to be better for Roby if he can get this platform up and save this constructor and get that up. One miner isn't terrible to lose his Intrepid, coming back up with a vengeance. This miner is toast, but it might be able to get enough damage on here, or at least take the attention of this B8 long enough to save this constructor, to save this platform. And if this B8 doesn't decide to shoot the Intrepid, I think the Intrepid has a chance of running the B8 off and saving. So I think Roby should be good here. He is going to have a warp in approximately 60 seconds. This Intrepid did a lot of damage though. Gonna take less damage here from this medium range bud, but it does need to go ahead and turn around and get out right about now. Feds, oh, great move by cyrax there. Great move by cyrax to go ahead and start leading the ship. He knows Roby's gonna need to get out of that situation very quickly. Great move by him to go ahead and already start leading because he knows this B8 is much slower. It does have long range, but I think, oh, unless the subsystem hit, these engines are dangerously. A couple more. Oh, it does get out just in time. I think that actually went okay for Roby. He's not going to have the benefit of having an additional miner, but he can build some more miners. He has a turret there, and he is going to have warp in. So he's going to have a nice little fleet here in 20 seconds. Enough ships to repel any attack here by the Dominion, I think, combined with this Intrepid. But cyrax already having an expansion, already probably firmly in the driver's seat here, I think, with this little fleet, having the additional resources. Roby's really going to need to make a push to get out another miner, go ahead and plop it down on this moon. We do see a yard. This is very key for Roby here. He's got a platform here to cover the yard, to cover the moon, to cover miners docking in here, and most importantly, although maybe not quickly enough, 10 seconds for this Intrepid. Is it going to be able to get there in time? They are focusing on the constructor. I don't think they're going to get the constructor. 5, 4. Their constructor's going to be fine. Warpin's going to be incoming. Warpin is incoming. Here comes the Federation fleet, and away goes the Dominion. Not the Warpin you're hoping for as the Federation. I like the Yo-Yo-Dine Nebula. Not so much a fan of the Sensor Nebula, but maybe it's better to get the Sensor Nebula than the Excelsior. I'm not sure. And actually, these Nebula, I think, are just as fast. Oh, I think they maybe could have gotten that B8 if they wanted to. But a good little fleet here. He's going to need to go ahead and get a miner out. He does get a miner out. He needs to get a little bit more dilithium going. And he does have Akira's coming, so a little bit more to work with there with the Akira is going to have the increased offense due to Risner, and always the Akira have a decent defense on them. I think that's going to work well for Roby, giving him a little bit more to micro with. We do see these S2s though coming in here, and notice the S2s don't do well against short range, so that'll be good for the Intrepid here. Will do a little bit more against the S2. And Intrepid's ADI does well against medium range, do not do well against support ships. But there are no support ships out on the board at the moment. And the nice, for Roby, what's given him a little bit of time is, you know, having this expansion up here. If he can, he really does. If he can get 2 miners up here, he needs to get miners up here so he can start popping out some more ships. And in about 2 minutes here, he's going to have another warp in. There is a nice little fleet coming in from cyrax. Roby's going to have to be on point with his micro-in. But I think Roby especially, and he's going to need to get this miner in here as quick as possible and get some extra resources. If he can build another ship, that'll make a huge difference. Or if, oh, and this is not going to be good. I don't think this is going to be good for Roby. I don't think he wants to run into this fleet. I think he's going to want to turn around as soon as possible. Ooh. Ooh. They're going to see, and I think they're going to... Oh, they're just going to miss each other. They're just going to miss each other. Did Roby see him? Oh, I don't think Roby saw him, and the scout's gonna miss him too. Where are the Dominion going? Are they going down here for the Tritanium? Feds are doing okay on Tritanium. Roby's gonna be able to pull these miners off, I think, and be able to save some of them. And in the meantime, Roby's gonna go and attack this expansion. So a little bit of offense here. cyrax in the, you know, isn't doing a lot. He's probably gonna push in here as soon as the Feds are gonna have enough Tritanium. So that's going to be okay. Roby's going to need to turn these around as quickly as possible. About a minute out. Oh, and Roby's retreating with his fleet. Very interesting decision. I almost think he would have been better off going and attacking this expansion, because he's going to lose all of his mining here. He's going to save one miner. He's going to save one Tritanium miner, and he's doing okay on Tritanium. He just pulled out another miner. So he's doing okay there. Oh, and this lone Intrepid is going to get sniped. Oh no, Roby. Oh boy, oh boy. If it keeps going straight down, it may run away. Ah! Another volley is going to... Oh, losing engines. That is huge. Yeah, I think he might have been better off going and attacking the expansion with that. And he's going to get hit right here. This Nebula is... I think got enough defense to work with to get out. He's going to have a warp in 15 seconds. The Nebula does indeed get out, and he is putting some damage here, so Roby is going to be able to hang in here. Losing the Intrepid, I think, was tough. I don't think overall his mining got hurt too terribly, and he's at least showed the Dominion that he can hang with him. This Warpin, though, is ready. The Warpin does need to come in and back up his fleet a little bit. He is in danger of using this Yo-Yo-Dyne type Nebula. Oh, man. Roby may indeed lose that. And that would be huge if he loses that Nebula. Lots of torpedoes coming in. Losing the engines. Engine hit. Oh man, this Warpin needs to get in here. Oh, if the Warpin was in here, he might actually get some of these ships here. The Sensor Nebula, both Sensor Nebulas are coming back out fully repaired. I don't know where this Akira is going. I'm really not sure where the Akira is going. I think it had an attack order and it's chasing away. Warpin is incoming now. Hopefully he put it out here by his Akira. Losing some mining there, losing the Nebula, gets the ambassador. Getting a nice little fleet here. Taking a hit to the mining, not too terrible. He definitely had a lot more dilithium than Tritanium. Needs to go ahead and get this miner back on the Tritanium and start popping out ships. He does have 2 Akiras now. He's not producing from either yard though. Sitting on a lot of resources here. Needs to go ahead and get some ships in production, and he may have enough to at least repel the Dominion for a little bit, but the Dominion are amassing quite a fleet. He did not get any kills there. He did lose an Intrepid and a Nebula and some mining ships. And he did go ahead and... oh, he spent money on something. He's taken up to an Urati yard, and I don't know what his situation is with the chassis level, if he was sneaky and got a chassis level 3 at some point, but with the Urati yard, if not, he's probably going for... he could be going for Avalons, he could be going for Excelsior 2s. We will see shortly. This is a large fleet though coming in. He's going to have to be on top of his micro game, and he is in danger of losing his Tritanium at a very critical time, having only 43 Tritanium left right now, though you do see this expansion up here going at full bore, operating full capacity. This miner is going to try to escape. It's not going to be able to do so in time. This little Fed fleet is going to roll in here, see if it can get some hits. I think the Fed fleet is going to be in a very bad little spot. This maybe get a kill though. You see they're targeting the Excelsior. Are they going to get the S2? They need to get a couple more torpedoes. Oh man, Roby. Oh. Losing Excelsior, losing a Nebula, gonna lose another Excelsior, getting no kills. He does seem to get a bug though. But so close to getting that S2, and I think that's critical that he didn't get that. And 2 minutes out. Unfortunately, there isn't a Akira that can help, but it's all the way up here at the expansion. It's not in position to help. cyrax again with a nasty little Dominion rush. These miners got to be careful that these Dominion don't put their head out and snipe them. cyrax on a lot of resources right now. And I think he's double yarding, so he's probably going to be looking to expand or put up a larger yard at some point. And here comes the minion back to kill these miners. Not enough here from Roby to repel. He's 80 seconds out from a warp in. This ambassador with its special is going to be able to hang in the firefight a little bit longer. I think it's going to allow it to go ahead and get away and repair. Getting a lot of fire. Saving these miners probably. And this Akira able to get some shots off here. Roby probably really needs to get this Akira down here. Got a little bit more firepower. He does have the special for the Akira. He's going to be able to turn this around and repair it, but I think now this fleet is probably going to head up here to this top expansion. And with no platform here to do anything, well, it looks like it's heading up to the middle, but if it headed up to this expansion, with the scout is going to go scout out, and they're probably going to change course. Just the Akira, it's not going to be able to hold out. Maybe with a platform it could do it, but not just with the Akira. And especially with this Akira looking to head down towards the main base, not going to be enough, although we are 30 seconds out from a warp in, and now we got 3 Akiras, an ambassador. Oh, but this fleet is looking like it's ready to prey. If these ships moved up there right now, I think the Dominion from the mini-map looks like they're going to go over here and take this out. Oh, here we go. Oh, a torpedo platform, and this is huge for Roby. He needs to get all the ships up here right now. Get this warp and queued up, ready, get it in there. He may have a chance to at least get a lot of damage on these ships, maybe take some of them out. A lot of offensive firepower coming from this torpedo platform. These ships, if there's a battle, this is where they want to be. Warp in, ready. 4 ships, couple of Akiras, and an ambassador. Probably the ships you want in a firefight hanging by. Warp in, inbound. It looks like it's going to head up there, but he wants the other ships to get there. He's going to lose a lot of miners here. Getting a lot of damage off with this torpedo platform now, and these ships, a lot of ships with some weakened shields, but there's a lot of firepower sitting here at the base. Warp in. 2 Excelsiors and a Nebula, losing all but 1 miner. That was huge. Roby has a nice little fleet here, and they got some staying power with those Akiras. Again, the Akiras running with the 25 offense, 28 defensive value. They got some hang time there, and the Ambassador, 29 offensive, 30 defensive, and you look at its special with the energy rerouting, you know, giving its defense a little bit of boost. I think that's going to bode well. I mean, those are some good ships to have here. With another Akira on the way, and this warping fleet is a fleet to be reckoned with, but they need to be all in the same place at once, and cyrax is really in the driver's seat right here, poking away at Roby. Another platform coming up from Roby, and cyrax is not expanded, so if Roby can get his economy back up and running, unfortunately he's taking a lot of hits. This miner's going to have to go back up. He did save a miner. That's going to help. And he does have quite a few resources right here. I'm not sure what he's spending them on an Akira. Maybe he's building. Okay, he's building some miners. I don't know. He spent a lot for this Urati yard. Nothing out of it yet. Nice little fleet here, but this is a much larger, nice little fleet from cyrax. You do see the low defensive value. On these S2s, and certainly on these bombers with 15 defensive value. The B8s can hang in a firefight a little bit more at that 26. And getting some Akiras here. Oh, and some Canaverals. Nice to see a Fed player use some Canaverals. Queuing up some Canaverals. Maybe he wants to get some sensor black. I don't know if he's been researching what he's been researching over here. But this is where the bulk of his Fed fleet is. Missing these warp ends, but I mean, these are the ships that he's going to have the most micro with. And Excelsior 2 is coming out. He's going to have a warp in here in 80 seconds. That's an awful long time, though. Oh, Akiras. If they could get a kill right here, that would actually be huge. This Akira needs to go ahead and repair. Go ahead and repair. Go ahead and repair. Repair. Oh, it's not going to get in there. Pop off its special, maybe. Nope. Oh, losing an Akira. That is a hard loss for him. If he had just been able to get that bomber and keep that Akira, that would have been huge. You know, any ship that he can loot, you know, take of his opponents and not lose any would be big. But hard to micro with that many guys shooting at you. And then getting some damage on the B8s there with the Akiras. Again, this is a good little fed fleet. Losing that Akira was tough, but it's a little fed fleet here. And if the Dominions see these miners are dead. They are straight up 100% dead. And I don't think it matters because the Dominion's going to go up here anyway. It just depends if they go straight up or if they take a little detour to mow through these miners. And warp in 22 seconds, so... Oh, that's huge. Cyrax getting some nice little rank ups. You see nearly a veteran B8. But Roby is sticking in there. He's nearly got an Excelsior. He's going to have another warp in. He's got 4 Kiras. He's got a Canaveral. This is a decent little fleet here. The warp in with 2 torpedo platforms up here. Might not be bad for Roby if Cyrax attacks that. If he can get the warp in there. Oh. And he really needs to get it in there. There's 2 torpedo platforms up there. He's going to need to be quick on the micro and quick on the warp in if he can get in there. Ooh, getting some nice damage on that S2 is going to be enough. Torpedo from the torpedo platform. Going to hit 1, 2, 3. Oh, they do get the S2. Great hit there. Putting some damage on a second one. Are they going to get it? I don't think they're going to get the second one, but they are driving Cyrax off, saying, "Hey, Cyrax, I've got some ships too, and I don't want you to shoot me all day." So Cyrax being run off a little bit, and again he's, oh my gosh. He's going B5, so he's going to have fighters. I mean, the one reason that Roby's in this is Cyrax has not taken advantage and expanded everywhere. And here's the warp in, yep, Nebula and 2 Excelsiors. So decent amount of ships here. And we'll look at the Canaveral here. Yeah, we just got the EC3M here. That'll boost the defensive value of this Canaveral there. They'll let it hang in the firefight a little bit longer. And some Excelsior 2 showing up. He had enough with that torpedo platform to take out some ships there. Again, losing that Akira was tough, but I think combining this fleet, he has a decent little fleet here. I don't think it matches up to the Dominion, especially not with his B5. This is a B5 prototype though. If he could get a kill on that, that'd be pretty nice. This Excelsior 2. With another one about to pop out, so he's actually going to have a decent sized fleet here. All the Warpins are up here though. The Warpins want to be down here helping out the rest of the Federation. He's going to have to be really careful with the micro here. This Excelsior losing some miners, getting some hits though. Losing miners. He's still got quite a number of resources. He is low on supply though. This miner, oh, if it could get in, that would be huge for him. This ambassador needs to go ahead and toggle its special and get into the yard. Toggle the special. It is not going to do it in time, and losing an ambassador. That's a big hit. Where are the Federation reinforcements? We can see on the minimap they are close by. Are they close enough though? And here they come. Now the Fed fleet has a little bit more beef with it. Roby's probably going to feel like he can roll with this a little bit more. Getting some shots off while they shoot at the station there. Oh my god, a lot of firepower going on those fighters. That's always hard to deal with. Bomber taking a lot of hits. Bomber going to go down. Canaveral taking hits. Is the special toggled? I don't think it was, and that is unfortunate. Looks like an Excelsior just went down. I can't quite tell. They're all there. Another Excelsior going down. Looks like another Excelsior going down. We got some bombers flying out of the sky. An S2 going to fly out of the sky. Excelsior 2 going down. That is a huge loss. Any more ships on the way? Oh my gosh, veteran B8. Oh, and they're going after this prototype. They want the prototype. I think they're going to get the prototype. They just got to stick with it. They really cannot afford to let this go away. They really need this. Couple more torpedoes, couple more. They do get the prototype. That is huge. You're gonna have to toggle the special need here. I think he already did. These ships. Roby's actually done a good job of taking out a lot of these ships. And he's got a warp in it. It is 60 seconds away. Does he have any other ships? Cyrax is withdrawing. It almost looks like, are they going to get the kill on the 26? No, but they get the engine, so it is as good as dead. Is this Excelsior 2 going to fall? That would be huge. Is he going to get in the yard? He gets it down to the hole. It drops. This Nebula in danger too of dropping. Shields are going to stay up. The miners are going to go down. Roby sitting on a lot of resources, but not enough supply. Veteran B8. Nasty thing to see. 35 offense, 60 defense, and basically wiped out the Fed fleet. And Roby put up a fight. He took out the prototype. He got some ships there, but not enough. And cyrax keeping his ships alive, getting some rank ups on the ones that are left alive, especially that veteran B8. Good micro here by Roby, getting the Akira into the yard. Always got to account for that turn time. That was a very close here. I think this Yo-Yo-Dyne type Nebula is not going to get in. A little bit of Starbase Fire, not going to get in. Warp-in is ready though. He could call this Warp-in in at any time, have a couple more ships to push him off, but I think cyrax now has expanded into the middle. And even though he lost a prototype, he had some B5s queued up, and I think that's going to turn it to be enough. Centaur coming in, one of my favorites. I always love to see the Centaur in-game. I think cyrax decided to kill his bomber just in case Roby decided to take it. But he at this point can... I mean, this game is firmly in cyrax's hands. Another Excelsior 2 about to come out. But I think, oh man, trying to cue in on this Excelsior. I think he's already lost a couple of these. I want to give you a nice little view. Nice ship model. It's nice a while back. The community got to vote on the nacelle designs, and this was the one selected. Can't quite remember what the other choice was, but it was a bit more angular, if I do recall. Anyway, back to the action. We can see on the minimap. cyrax is moving over here, looking to attack the dilithium, and Roby's trying to rebuild, but I think it's just too much. There's some B5s, there's some fighters hanging around, and especially with these B8s having the shuttle bay so they can hold on to fighters if these B5s get destroyed. And with the veterans, down goes the station. Roby just, he doesn't have enough to repel him anymore. He's going to run up here to this expansion, and these turrets having a 92 defensive value are pretty high, but I think this fleet, I mean, you saw how fast they tore through the station there with a 69 defensive value. I think this platform would fall pretty quick. You see it takes less damage from short range, but the majority of this fleet, I mean, the B8s are long range, and B5s are long range, and this is a nasty little Dominion fleet. cyrax still has his build down for Dominion. Here comes the Dominion. Centaur. Going down. I think the Dominion is gonna... They could probably really push in here. And I think they will, and I think they're gonna take out this Federation fleet. Robe really showing some resilience though in dealing with this Dominion fleet for so long, but just too much firepower here. And at this point, he's spent a lot of resources to try to rebuild stuff, and it just keeps getting destroyed. And I think we've seen the GG there. Thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks for these two for playing. This is Ray320 signing off.